My name's Megan Donaldson. I'll be teaching this half module on Histories of International Law this year and in the future. So this is a module which looks at the history of the law of nations, what we now call international law, from about the 18th century into what will be more familiar, the post-World War II legal order. And we do that through the lens of a focus on war and peace in this period. We look basically at how the substantive law on these things has developed, but also at how we might think differently about facts and evidence and the narratives we tell ourselves, depending on whether we look from the perspective of a lawyer or of a historian. I think that what makes this module really interesting is the range of perspectives that it offers on international law. So at one end of the spectrum, you get a really bird's eye view on the way the law has developed over a long sweep of time. And that includes some events and phenomena and practices which are perhaps not central to the more Eurocentric account of public international law that's predominant in textbooks and so on. At the other end of the spectrum, we're getting really up close and critical in the way that we look at texts and evidence and materials on which we make legal claims and historical claims. So I'd like this module to be open to all students, whether they have a familiarity with history or not. I think given the thematic focus, it's going to be of particular interest to people who work on use of force or international humanitarian law, human rights law, peace and transitional justice, but really anyone with an interest in public international law will take something from the material we work with. I think one thing that you'll take from this module is a much more self-aware approach to how you read texts and use evidence as a lawyer. We all know as lawyers that we make judgments about what the customary international law position on something is, but we often don't think that much about the nuts and bolts of the processes of reading and interpretation that we use to make these judgments, and that's what we're going to drill into in this course.